There are so many different languages and frameworks out there that it can be difficult to know where to start and what to do. There are so many different things you can do with them, from building apps, websites, or games to processing data and automating tasks. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down the best programming languages to look into if you're looking to start programming now. The first thing I'd ask you is why you want to learn a programming language. There's no one programming language that rules over all of the others and that is the best at everything. So based off of what you want to do, there may be a different language that would be best to look at. In a constantly changing industry, languages and frameworks come and go, so it's best to expose yourself to multiple languages. This will help you adapt to those changes and pick up newer languages quickly. And if you're already a professional software developer, chances are high that you're already using more than one language. So if you want a career as a developer, what we're recommending will be a solid foundation. We've broken up our language recommendations by the different things you can build with them. So if you want to make iOS apps, we'd recommend Swift because it's easy to learn and provides safeguards to improve readability and help stop your code from having errors. It's quickly growing, is the language Apple is pushing developers to use most, and also comes with a wide variety of standard libraries, meaning there's less of a chance you need to worry about getting third-party packages. If you want to build Android apps, we'd recommend Kotlin. This might be a controversial choice, and many might argue that Java is the best language for this due to its maturity and how widely used it is, and we do think Java is a great choice. But for beginners, we recommend Kotlin since it's a simpler language to start with. It was designed to improve on some of the problems people have faced with Java, and the people behind it have tried to make it easier to use. It also has full support in Android Studio, which is a development tool for building Android apps, as well as being Google's preferred language for Android. It's quickly growing in popularity and is now used by over 60% of professional Android developers. If you want to be a web developer and make websites, we'd recommend JavaScript because it's reasonably easy to learn. There are tons of resources for it since it's one of the most popular languages in the world right now. And you can also do a lot with it, from front-end to back-end and interacting with your database too. For data science, we think you should use Python because it's the most popular language in the world for it and is easy to learn with a very simple syntax. It's also the most popular language in the world right now, and opens up doors for you to write Python to do other things since it's a general-purpose language. Python is also our recommendation for machine learning since it's incredibly popular for it, and as well as having all the advantages we just mentioned, it's useful specifically for machine learning because it has a wide array of different machine learning libraries to help you. To become a game developer, we'd recommend the language C# because it's fast to run, has a simple syntax, and a very large community. On top of that, Unity, which is the game engine that you would use to make games with C#, is designed to be easy to use and is the most popular game engine in the world right now, with a lot of games being made with it, including virtual reality games. If you don't know what you want to build but want to try writing some code and experiment, we'd probably recommend JavaScript because it's really easy to start using since you can literally just use a Chrome browser window, or really, any browser, and start writing. It's also something that will allow you to see the results of your progress very quickly by using it on some websites to manipulate some web pages. On top of that, there's actually a lot you can build with JavaScript. We mentioned earlier how you can do the front end and the back end with it. Well, there's actually more you can do with it too. You can actually make Android, iOS, and desktop apps with it as well. And while it's not always the best performing language, there's a lot you can achieve with it, and if you're just starting out, you don't need to be too concerned with some of the performance problems you'd run into when making an app with JavaScript. Now, there are a few other things I'd like to mention before we round off this video. The first is that regardless which one of these programming languages you learn, there will always be other things you're probably going to need to know. Things like writing SQL and querying a database for some data is something you're going to do regardless of programming language. Also, if the main reason you want to learn how to program is because you want to build a new product or service that you want to launch, then rather than learn how to write code and build up a whole system from the ground up, it might be worth taking a look at some of the low or no code services that are out there, like Zapier and Shopify. These let you make apps, websites, or services without knowing any code at all. Let us know in the comments what you think and if you'd like to know more about them. As always, give this video a like and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.